I'd like to talk about food intolerances, which is different than a food allergy. See, a food allergy makes our body think that a certain food is bad for us and get everything kind of like up in roars and starts to attack the system. That's not a food intolerance. A food intolerance is that for whatever reason, we're not breaking down and digesting that food correctly. And it might not be one food, it might be a combination of two foods, or sometimes three. The key now is to figure out what is doing this to me. And here's the thing, I know that, through the millennials of life, everyone says you eat beans and you fart. I know I'm not supposed to say that, maybe I should say gas, you have a gash. Nah, let's just say fart. I'm gonna be really raw and honest, what can I say? It's not true. If you're digesting the beans correctly, you should not have gas. It should just digest, period, end of story. So typically something in the beans, maybe it's a spice, a seasoning, maybe it's the oil, maybe it's the way they're cooked, something is creating that. When we have gas from food, or if our skin feels itchy, or if we have any other kind of physical reaction, that is a food intolerance, okay? Intolerance. Now, with an intolerance, our body is not digesting that food correctly, so then our body goes and says, you know what, I'm gonna make this super easy. I'm just gonna store everything as body fat. So in theory, let's just say I made you a salad, it had 10 ingredients, and you had an intolerance to tomatoes. Then guess what? The whole salad gets stored as body fat, even though you're like, wait a minute, I didn't even put dressing on that salad. It shouldn't get stored as body fat. But yeah, you didn't digest it well, so your body decided, I'm gonna take the easy way out, I'm going to store it as body fat. I don't know if you've heard me say this, but see, I believe that fat cells are like squishy Ziploc baggies, and your body has the right to shove anything in there that it feels like. So anything that is difficult to digest, your body's gonna go, I'm gonna put it in there. Then here's another thing with the food intolerance though. See, your stomach is a blender. So let's just say you had the salad, it had 10 ingredients, you had it with, I don't know, a juice of some sort. Everything that you consume together is going to be stored as body fat because everything gets blended. It goes all together. So now the key is, how do you figure out, what is it? So my recommendation is to use a food log. And I'm a big preacher of the food log. So if you take your food log and you start marking down how you're feeling after different meals, you'll start to see a correlation and go, wow, I just realized every single one of those meals had tomatoes, or maybe they had tomatoes and peppers, or it had something else. That is it. So what you do is, now the next time, let's just say you thought, oh, tomatoes and peppers were in all three of those meals. So now this is what you do. The next time you just take away the tomatoes, see how you feel. And if you still feel gassy, bloated, itchy, something like that, then you go, oh, I guess it's peppers too. Let me take out the peppers. Now you take them both out and you go, okay, I feel great. Okay, that's fine. So now keep them out for 90 days. At the 90-day mark, reintroduce one for 7 days. Unless you get an immediate reaction, to be very honest. So let's just say you bring in tomatoes. Day one, no reaction whatsoever. This is fantastic. So then try it again. Maybe day two or day three, you try in tomatoes one more time. No reaction. Well, then you know what? You can eat tomatoes again. Then you bring in the peppers. And let's say the peppers, you have a reaction. Okay, keep the peppers out another 90 days and then try it again later on. A food intolerance is not a lifetime sentence. It can be a couple of months or it could be a couple of years, but you should be able to reintroduce the food at some given point in time. So hopefully that has explained to you what a food intolerance is all about.